What's up, folks? Episode 11, MMA Lock Talk, August 18th. So I can't believe we're already 11 episodes into this thing. Like I said yesterday, I can't believe that we're 10 episodes into this thing, but the snowball is rolling. We're getting bigger and bigger. Appreciate all the love. Appreciate all the support. Appreciate everybody coming out, the usual suspects in the chat. Love you guys. Uh, I maybe half an hour ago, I just got off recording with Eric Nixick of Extreme Couture. He gave me his take on this weekend's main event. Also gave me his pick for the coach's main event marathon. I believe I'll be recording with Santino DeFranco as well in a couple hours here. Um, yeah, looking forward to talking to Santino as well. I always enjoy chopping it up with that guy. So I think I'll have at least two of those guys doing the coaches main event marathon this week. I'm trying to lock down Cody Donovan as well, but the guy seems to be a little bit locked up. But at least we get two of these big coaches, not to mention fighters only coach of the year nominee Eric Nixick. So it's always fun talking to him. It's a real treat. And honestly, like it's still so surreal to me that I'm able to do these types of things, right? Create this type of content and have people watch it and have people support it. And then just sitting, here and talking to Eric Nixick, a guy who's like the coach of the heavyweight champion, the coach of some of the biggest fighters and best fighters inside the UFC. Like I would never have thought of this 5 years ago, 6 years ago. And I just always wondered to myself, like, how did I get here? How did I get to this point where I'm just dropping content as much as I do, dropping the quality of content that I normally do? And like, it just seems to me like once I set my mind to something, I just end up doing it. Like, I'm not saying that I'm on autopilot by any means, but it feels like I just fucking do it. That it's as simple as that. Like, I can't believe that it's coming down to being as easy as that. But it took a lot of work to get here, right? It took a lot of work to get respected and get the reputation that I have and have the connections that I have, and making all these other connections as well, and then slowly building the network that I've had. So um I love it. I wouldn't want it any other way. It's all really coming together for me. Just got to continue to stay consistent, keep dropping content, keep being that reliable mofo that you guys can bank on to see pretty much every single day, right? Like every day I'm dropping content. That's what it is. Um, yeah, so it was just more of a surreal moment for me as Eric Nixick's breaking the fight down for me. I'm just like, I can't believe I'm here. Like, I can't believe I'm doing this right now. Um, yeah. All right, let's see what the chat is saying. Let me just wet the whistle real quick and then we'll get into it. Reminder for folks as well, propping you up 5 p.m. Eastern. So I won't be able to do the exact hour for this show. I know I started like 2 or 3 minutes after 4 o'clock, so I'll probably end it off, 2 or 3 minutes before 5 o'clock, just so I can get into the other stream with Cody, and then we can get prepared for propping you up. But yeah, propping you up 5 p.m. Eastern over on the All Star. Make sure you guys come through for that as well. And then I'll be editing the coach's main event marathon episode later this evening and dropping that hopefully tonight or tomorrow morning. A ton to do. I'm almost done my best bets and props article as well. It's pretty much more than half complete. I just updated it again on the Patreon. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more write-ups to do after this. So after propping you up, I'll likely do that first, get that up on the Patreon. Do the Lock of the Night and Dog of the Night challenge updates, which I still haven't done. I did the $500 Dog of the Night challenge update, but I still got to do the rest of them. Yeah. This week's just felt so goddamn long and so much goddamn work too. Yeah. All right, let's see what the chat is saying here. Elijah Dream in the chat saying bing bong. Love it as always. Tristan in the chat as well. Appreciate you, my friend. He's saying, I'm a fan of Khalid Taha since he speaks German. You think he has a chance against Taylor Lapilus September 3rd? He's already a plus 240 dog. Wow. I do not think he wins that fight. I think Taylor Lapilus excuse me, likely grinds him out, similar to what Sergey Morozov was able to do against Khalid Taha. I'll always be forever thankful for the masses for making Khalid Taha a slight favorite in that fight, which gave me underdog odds on Sergey Morozov. And, people just weren't privy to Morozov, right? Like, he had that loss to Umair Nurmagomedov in his UFC debut, but he was much better than what we saw that night. Obviously, he fumbled the bag against Douglas Silva Andrade for me earlier this year. I think he picked up another win actually in that time. I want to say it was against Halian Paiva. Let me just pull this up here. Um, yeah, he beat Halian Paiva by decision, but he was a dog against Khalid Taha. But yeah, Taylor Lapilus could just go in there and use that Sergey Morozov approach. He's big, he's strong, he has good wrestling. And the only way Khalid really wins is if he finds that knockout. So, yeah. Elevate in the chat. Appreciate you stopping by, my friend. Elijah on Dream saying, doing the whole bobbity boop dop dop. I'm not singing that. I apologize, but I love it. Asher Quinn in the chat. Good morning to you, my friend. Asher Quinn saying Biggie versus Dawkins. Yeah, that just got announced. Like, I leaned Dawkins ever so slightly, but I think that Biggie boy eventually finds that chin and puts him out. Will be dependent on whether that's a 3-rounder or a 5-rounder. If it's a 5-rounder, I lean Biggie Boy a little bit more, but I think at a certain point he's going to be able to catch that chin. Lajuan Dream saying, hope Dawkins don't get knocked out 3 times in a row. It's possible. Excuse me. It's absolutely possible. Seth Jones in the chat. Appreciate you stopping by, my friend. BP asking, always with the predictions. Saying Pete Dead Game Rodriguez defeats Mike Jackson. Yes. I'd be surprised if he's in a bettable range, though. Problem Kid saying, what did Eric have to say? Well, you guys are just going to have to wait and find out on the Coach's Main Event Marathon. Again, that episode will probably drop tonight or tomorrow afternoon, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But great breakdowns as always from that guy. Love chatting it up with him. Feel like me and him are boys at this point in time, but I love talking to him. Drew Barry saying, thoughts on Costa versus Rockhold fight won't go the distance. I like it, but I think a lot of that, actually, Rockhold has finishing upside as well. So I don't want to say it's just on the Costa side, but yeah, I think Costa knocks him out, but I like the fight doesn't go to decision. BP saying, love that you are doing this regularly. Appreciate it, my friend. Appreciate it. Lajuan Dream saying, when's Coach Main Event dropping tomorrow? Probably tomorrow. I'm going to do my best to push it out tonight. It all depends on when I'm going to be able to record with Santino DeFranco. Santino's actually in Utah right now. He is going to be cornering Luis Saldana. So it all depends on when I'm going to be able to get him on the horn to record. He said he'll be able to do it at some point this evening. So depends on that. If I can get it early enough and then I can get it edited, it'll be tonight. Otherwise, it'll be tomorrow afternoon. BP asking thoughts on Cub versus Martinez. I lean Martinez, but Cub has that power to touch that chin of Martinez, which has been a little bit suspect at this time, right? So lean is Martinez, but I want to see what the odds are first before I make an official prediction. Seth Jones saying thanks for the picks last week. I bet that Boudet fight had you sweating and laughing at the end, bro. Bad bet, right? Bad bet, but it hit. So thankful that it hit, but yeah, definitely got to be wary about those types of things. Glad you're able to cash there, but fuck, way too close. Lajon Dream saying Nick's going to give us some Mystic Max shit like he did last main event. I predict these things. We'll see. He had Amanda Nunes last time. He is also atop the leaderboard in the Coach's Main Event Challenge. He's the only coach in the green right now. He's gone 4-3 so far for a 6% ROI. James Krause right behind him at minus $89, but we'll see if he can end up pulling off the upset. And he is, I don't want to reveal it as of yet, but he is taking an underdog as his pick for this card. BP saying also you want Topuria to beat Edson. I checked that. Edson will have a 6-inch reach and 4-inch height advantage. If Edson's a big dog, I'd consider him in this spot. If it's closer to a pick, I might lean to Topuria. but like you got to believe Topuria is going to be able to get him to the ground and just rough him up on the mat. The question is, can he do that consistently? Because Edson's tough to get out of there, right? If he can't get Edson out of there, Edson's live to make a comeback later in this fight. But yeah, I'm interested to see what the odds are. Great fight though. I love it. Corey Ipo saying Luke Rockhold is lock. Wow. I'm not betting Paulo, but I think that's a big statement there. Matthew Yurka is saying you could pass as Eugene Pearman's brother. I think it's the beard. It's probably just the beard. Elevate saying juice better. Those odds don't make a whole lot of sense to me. Let's go the distance. I struggle to imagine either one dropping down and out. I think Costa puts him out. Lajon Dream saying, you know what that song is though, right? I don't know. Rapper's Delight. Is that what it is? Where let me read that again real quick because I don't recall what it is. Bob would da ba da bing da bang diggy 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 said the yeah, of course. I'm like totally butchering it. I don't remember the name of the song, but bomb diddy bang da bang da bang biggie biggie da. Yeah, I know what that is. Oh, making me look like a complete idiot. I love it though. I do remember that. MPTV saying sorry here. MPTV saying Dawkins brothers need to train at a more prolific gym. Yeah, I can see that. Would be good. Mr. Always Profit in the chat. What's good in the hood, my friend? Asking Dawkins or Biggie Boy. I'm gonna lean with Biggie Boy because I think he'll eventually land that big chin or land that big shot. Lajon Dream saying Seth Jones, the hockey player. I didn't even know there was a name or a hockey player named Seth Jones to begin with. Corey Yupo saying, imagine a dude with white power tattooed on his chest. Mike Jackson is a clown. Does he have white power tattooed on his chest? What am I missing here? Elevate saying, Manpreet Lock, do you believe we have any chance of seeing Leonardo Rhodes be the only one to tap Kamaru out? And even then, only drawing that one loss out of 2 fights or 3 if a trilogy occurs. I don't see him tapping Kamaru. I'd be surprised if he taps Kamaru. He is, a little bit more proficient in the grappling that a lot of people give him credit for. So I think we'll see him, be somewhat competitive in the grappling realm a little bit, like maybe more so off of his back in terms of nullifying how much damage Kamaru can get off on from on top. But I'd be surprised if he taps him. Lajon Dream saying, do you think Usman Edwards goes the distance? I think more likely than not, it does go the distance. I was kind of playing with the whole Usman round 4 or 5 decision prop at -155, but like props really haven't been my strongest suit as of late. So staying off it just due to lack of confidence, but I do think that fight goes to decision and Usman wins by decision. Mr. Always Prophet saying you're not sold on Topuria. I like the kid, man. I've been on Topuria, like even in his Cage Warriors day. I remember I cashed a solid ticket on him against Brian Bouland. Like I've known about Topuria for so long, and I think he is the truth. But I want to see him continue to go out there and prove it at the highest level. I'm wondering like if like we saw him, not struggle against the law, but we did see him start to slow down in that fight, right? And he did take it out short notice, so let's give him the benefit of the doubt. But now he's taken the toughest test to date, and not to mention he almost fumbled the bag last time against Jair Herbert. So Topuria could be the goods, but similar to David Onama, everybody was riding to the betting window last week to parlay him. Let's see him tested against legit guys. Jai Herbert, is he a legit guy? Who else has Ilya Topuria beat? Again, I'm not trying to detract from his skill set. The guy is very talented. He has a very bright future. He's only 25 years old, so he has a ton of time to still grow and become better. But Ryan Hall, knockout. Damon Jackson, knockout. Jai Herbert, knockout. These are all guys with durability issues, right? There's a law fight. Again, gets kind of close the later that fight goes. If Edson can stay in it, he can make it a close fight, in my opinion. Elevate saying, obviously, we all misunderstand that it's speculative nature. Either way it goes, I agree. Lajon Dream saying, Def going to take Paulo for DraftKings lineup, though. Might even throw Rockhold in one just in case. He could burn it. Lodge on Dream saying no. Asha Quinn saying, oh my fucking God. Matthew Yerka saying Costa first round KO with Edwards by decision plus 29.40 worth a small unit. Not to me, but good luck, my friend. I like the first part of it, not so much the Edwards by decision. PTV saying, get it, Bad Pre Bars. Lodge on Dream saying, if you didn't know the song and read that, it would be confusing for sure. Exactly. Tyler Rose saying, still can't believe Aldo is plus money. I'm right there with you, my friend. I'm waiting to see how much higher that line gets because I will pull the trigger on him. I'm just waiting for my entry point. Asher Quinn saying neither, but I get the Marab hype. Yes. And, again, we see it a lot is hype plays into odds, but hype does nothing for you inside the cage. BP saying Waldo Cortez Acosta versus Jared Van Der prediction. Like I always give Van Der the benefit of the doubt because he's one of those heavyweights that can throw volume and stay, with a decent pace. He didn't throw that volume against Andrei Arlovsky, that small poke that I took on him in that fight. But like I could see him touch up Cortez Acosta from the outside because Waldo might have a little bit of challenges in terms of throwing output. I don't know. That's going to be a toss-up fight for me. It'll be more odds based in terms of my prediction there. I do lean Waldo Cortez Acosta slightly, but Jared Van Der, I think people are going to start writing him off so quickly, especially with the way he's been losing his last couple fights. But we got to give him some credit. Lajong Dream saying it's Bawit Daba by Kid Rock. Yeah. Damn. What a classic. Elijah Dream saying Seth Jones plays for the Columbus Blue Jackets and his dad, Popeye Jones, played for Denver Nuggets back in the day. Wow. Hockey and basketball family. Not often you see that in the Canadian side of things. Asher Quinn saying he has black power tattooed on him and the city is trying to call Mike Jackson racist. He can't comprehend that saying white power and black power are very different. I don't want to get into this whole race discussion. Let's not do that. I get what you mean. I mean, it's the same thing as like with Cain Velasquez having the brown pride tattoo across his chest. Totally different things. Let's see. Tristan saying, would you take Leon over Colby and Hamzat over Colby? I would take Colby over Leon. And depending on odds, I would consider Colby over Hamzat as well. I think Colby's the number 2 guy. I really do. He's pretty much Kamaru Usman, just with not as much punching power. Huey Hoopin saying favorite Drake song. I really like the end of March 14th. I don't know that March 14th song, but I do love November 18th. I think that's his track. That's the track that he has. Let me just quickly pull that up. But that's probably one of my favorite tracks from him of all time. Yeah, Drake, November 18th. Way back from So Far Gone. It's probably my favorite Drake track. Mr. Always Prophet saying Moicano versus Riddell is fire. Riddell should win. It should be a Riddell win. I'm not sure about that, man. Moicano's tough. If his durability holds up, I like me some Moicano there, to be honest. Lajuan Dreams saying, I think I'm going to sprinkle Edwards split decision, plus 2,000, hard not at that price just in case. Probably not likely for Edwards UD to UD Kamaru. Well, it comes down to the judges, right? Like how shaky are the judges going to be on that? Still think Usman winning, though. I agree. Ash Quinn saying there's going to be a good chance to fade Topuria soon. Jai Herbert's actually pretty good, but I don't know if Topuria cracks top 10 at lightweight. He has the potential to crack top 10, but I just need him to go out there and continue to prove it. That's the difference. Asher Quinn saying, or is Topuria back down to featherweight? I think it's down. I think he's back down to featherweight. He's been jumping back and forth, right? But yeah, I believe this fight with Edson Barboza is going to be, yes, it is featherweight. It's an interesting card, right? October 29th. They don't have a headliner, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's Barboza and Topuria. This is the card so far. Take this in. Barboza, Topuria, Arlovsky, Rogerio de Lima, Jacoby versus Roundtree, Garcia versus Hooper, Junior Park against Joseph Holmes. Hope we get a good line on Park there. The aforementioned Vandura versus Cortez Acosta, Clayton Rodriguez versus Vinicius Salvador. That's a phenomenal fight. Roman Dolidze versus Phil Hawes. Christian Rodriguez versus Garrett Armfield. Very much excited for that fight. Max Griffin versus Tim Means, and then Mark O. Madsen versus Jakar Close. Interesting fight there between a fight-ready guy and an MMA lab guy. So interested to see how that one plays out. Oh, Corey Yupo says Topuria is the real deal. Could be. Elevate saying thanks. Agreed with Slim Pickens. It definitely is. MPTV saying wedding cake strain is my favorite, guys. Problem Kid saying you can't bet Luke against anyone right now. LOL, bad idea. I don't know. Again, at the odds you're getting, it's not a bad bargain. Problem Kid saying, and Paulo is in stupid shape for this fight. Like if it was evens, then okay, then I get the Paulo Costa side, but we have to take odds into consideration. With all that said, though, I think Costa still knocks him out. Elijah Dream saying, I'm not betting Luke, but I might put him in a DraftKings lineup just in case. He's going to be low owned, and if Rockhold can put Paulo on his back, it could be interesting. I agree. He is the far more skilled fighter here. It's all about whether he can actually survive the big power that's going to be coming his way. Juice Better saying, I put in a parlay with Costa and Kamaru. I'm pretty confident in those two. Also sprinkled on Usman parlay with Rockhold Costa, no distance. To me, there are better parlay pieces than Costa on this card. More surefire spots than Costa. Because again, everybody is just honing in on Costa by knockout, which is true, right? Like that is the likely outcome. That's what I'm predicting. But you can't overlook the skill set of Rockhold. Like if his chin holds up here, if he nullifies the power that Costa can actually land, he probably styles on Costa himself. The guy is still that skilled. Corey Ipo saying they're both in crazy shape. Just Luke is way bigger. Yeah, Luke has always been one guy that's always been in amazing shape. Ash Quinn saying, yeah, Romanov's odds are juiced for future value. There you go. Jared Van Der is the Rudy of the UFC, all heart, no talent. There you go. Paizo DFS saying, what up, Lock? Did you see the news about Cedric Doumbé being removed from the UFC? Any idea what happened? What I know for a fact is that they tried matching him up for UFC Paris, but apparently, you have to have within 3 or 4 fights worth of experience compared to your opponent, and he just doesn't have that in MMA, so they have to find him a different opponent. And also, if I'm not mistaken, they ended up moving it to a different card, but they still ended up cutting him from the UFC. So I'm not entirely sure what happened there. Maybe they're just having issues with commissions in terms of trying to get him fights. But he would have been a great addition to the UFC, man. Bummer that it's not going to happen. Elijah Kramer saying Paulo's grappling is overlooked. I think Rockhold is much better on the ground, though. West Coast saying racist is overused. Again, I don't want to get into that. I shouldn't even be answering those questions, honestly. Lost One Dream. Yeah, Popeye got to hook up with Avalanche when he was in Denver and started skating with the NHLer as a kid. Makes sense. Corey Ipo saying Khabib can take Luke down in practice. I don't think Costa will get close. Let's not forget the significant size difference between Luke and Khabib as well. MPTV with exactly what I'm saying. I come to escape from politics. Exactly. Marcus Williams in the chat. Appreciate the love, my friend. Saying, who are your leading candidates for 2022 male and female MMA fighter of the year? Ooh, good question. If Francis fought again and he had won, I think you could make a good argument for him, especially with the performance that he had against Cyril Gahn earlier this year. Alexander Volkanovski got to be male fighter of the year, right? He continues to go out there and cement himself as one of the best fighters ever. Kamaru Usman might have a solid case for it as well. If I'm not mistaken, this is going to be Kamaru Usman's 3rd fight of the year. Am I wrong on that? Oh, no, sorry. He fought, what am I talking about? He fought Colby Covington last year. Last year, he had 3 fights. That's where I was getting confused. He had 3 fights last year. This will be his first fight of this year. So I think he's out of the running just because he's not active enough. I think you got to give it to Alexander Volkanovski in terms of male. In terms of female, do we give it to Amanda Nunes? She's only had 1 fight, but she came back and reclaimed her throne. Shevchenko, I wouldn't say. Maybe Wally Zhang, Carla Esparza. She goes out there, gets a couple wins, and wins the title. Did she win more than once this year? Let's see. Um, yeah, she only fought the one time this year. She is defending her title in November, so she could make a case for herself if she beats Wali Zhang. Yeah, those are who I'd say. Good question, my friend. Mr. Always Profit saying, going to take Marab minus 130, just 1.3 to win one. Nothing crazy. As tape doesn't show much, but I think Marab pace is too much, high altitude, and he has proven to get takedowns nonstop, even when his control sucks. That is correct, but it is going to come down to how much damage he's going to be able to inflict. If he can inflict damage on Aldo, then I get it. But I think that Aldo, I think he'll be able to continuously get up, and I think he's going to be the one landing the damage here. So I'm waiting to see the number that we get on Aldo as the fight week goes on, but I'll likely be taking a shot on him here. Jeff K saying Usman with no power. That is correct. He has no power. Problem Kid saying in my second MMA fight, I was supposed to walk out to Future and ended up walking out to ACDC somehow. How does one confuse those two? Crazy. Remember it was Rory McDonald. I don't know if you guys know this story, but he unveiled it on the MMA Hour, one of his last couple of appearances on that show. But he talked about how someone managed to get a hold of the UFC and act like he was the guy telling the UFC what walkout song Rory McDonald wanted to come out to. And one of the shows, he ended up coming out to Disturbia by Rihanna. And he's like walking around, he goes, I didn't pick this song, but whatever, I'll just fucking roll with it. Like, hilarious that used to happen. And I didn't know you were an MMA fighter, my friend. Let us know what your if you don't mind, let us know what your name is. I would love to see, again, whether you're a good fighter or a bad fighter. I'm not trying to shit on you whatsoever, but I would love to see your career, or at least see who you actually are. Asher Quinn saying if Edwards wins by decision, it's either split or a 50-45. I don't know about a 50-45. You think he wins all 5 rounds? I'd be surprised. MPTV saying I want to sprinkle something on Hunsaker. I've been talking so much trash about him. I think I jinxed Tyson. Hey, you can do much worse than round 1 TKO at plus 2,200, right? Loves on Dreams, right? Ash Quinn saying that's the nature of challengers winning title fights. I think most of the time a challenger loses a split, though, exception being Davison with the knockdowns. Again, if we're getting into that conversation about you need to beat the champion to be the champion, I'm not having that discussion because I think that's absolute bullshit. Seth Jones saying, yeah, I'm not that Seth Jones. My luck runs dry. Sansons Boulevard in the chat. Appreciate you stopping by, my friend. West Coast saying Edwards has no chance, only luck. I agree. Maybe not luck. I think he is skilled, but I think he's going to struggle in terms of finding much success in this fight. Lajon Dreams saying LMAO, I bet, kind of like when Mike Perry walked out to Halo by Beyonce when it was supposed to be Halo from the video game. Oh, that's funny. Could you imagine coming out to Halo? Da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na. Fucking miss Halo. Seth Jones saying you think Usman's knees will be a problem. I know he says his knees are shot. I think eventually they're going to come back and bite him in the ass, but as of right now, I think he'll be fine. Problem Kid saying one of the athletic commission guys came up and it was like, "This is you. You have to go." I was like, "The hell it is." That's hilarious. Wii Sports saying Seth Jones, at Seth Jones, he's been dealing with knee issues for nearly his whole career. I don't think it will affect him now in the cage. Eventually, it will affect him due to his age, right? He's getting up there in age too, 35 years old. I don't know whether it's going to happen. I don't know whether it's going to happen this fight. I don't think it will, but I think eventually it will catch up to him. William Drander saying, what do you eat today? I haven't honestly eaten much at all today. Water. I had a shake, like a fruit shake, fruit smoothie that I usually make in the mornings. That's about it. Ash Quinn saying, do you think it's Adesanya if he KOs Pereira? That's not a bad look. I could see Adesanya actually getting male fighter of the year. Yeah, exactly. Alternately, if it's Pereira KOing Adesanya, it'll be him. Exactly. I think it could come down to that. It's either Volkanovski or one of those two guys. Asher Quinn saying women's fighter of the year will be Molly McCann, especially if she beats Blanchfield. I doubt it. They usually reserve it for like the champions, right? People winning at a super high level. And I'd be surprised if Molly McCann ends up being fucking women fighter of the year. Jeez Louise, what world are we in? Elijah Dream saying so torn on whether to put Aldo or Marab in my lineup. Marab is like the cash king when it comes to DraftKings, right? The guy just goes out there and just puts up numbers even in losses. So I think Marab would be the more reliable one on the DraftKings side of things. Probably kid remembers that as well. Mahler 138 saying I'm playing 4 lineups, 2 apiece, and same with the De Silva fight and Arichi Lang. Sense, sorry, you guys are talking amongst yourself, which is completely fine. Chronic Combat Conversations in the chat. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Problem Kid saying Danny Problem Kid Stubbs. My last fight was actually a round 1 tap due to injury, not a round 2 stoppage. I had torn my rotator cuff and bicep in practice and didn't put out. Bad idea. Are you still fighting? Are you still intending on continuing your MMA career, or are you pretty much calling it? Just pulling you up here on Tapology, if you don't mind. Amateur fighter. I completely get that. Out of Beckley, West Virginia. 2-1 amateur record. Lost via guillotine choke in round 2, but you are saying that was due to injury. I completely understand that. But 2 decision wins in your first 2 fights, not bad. That's a while ago, eh? 2018 was your last fight. 2019 supposed to go down, but that fight never took place. Are you intending on continuing your fighting career? You are now 27. Let us know. You might be gaining some fans here by being a regular in here as well. Boob saying, I don't get the Tybura backings. Romanov is going to manhandle him. It's never that easy. It never is that easy. Tybura is his toughest test to date. He can make things very difficult. Problem Kid saying, I won the state championships here in Jiu-Jitsu in my state. I won an ADCC amateur national qualifier as well. So technically a low-level national champion, I guess. Not bad. Good shit, my friend. MPTV saying they have Halo, the arcade game at Dave & Buster's. Do they have those in Canada? We do have a Dave & Buster's up here. There's not many. Our equivalent would be Palladium. But yeah, it's been a while since I've been to Dave & Buster's. Now that I'm thinking about it, not a bad date idea for the wife. I don't think I've ever taken her to Dave & Buster's. I think she'd enjoy that. Thank you for reminding me about that. Mr. Always Prophet saying, you remember the Simone and Marab fight? Man, Marab should be on a huge win streak. That shit was stupid. He beat Simone and got robbed versus Sainz. Yeah, he should have a better record than he currently has, right? Very weird situation in those couple fights that he's had where he's taken L's. Problem Kid saying I trained under George Euler and George Gurgel. Team Mesa. Yes, shout out to George Gurgel. If anybody recognizes that name, you are a true OG. Ash Quinn saying we're in the world of pop culture and Barstool Sports. Exactly. Degenerate. Digital media, right? Is that what it is? Boob saying Carlos Esparza going to win Women's Fighter of the Year after that epic win against Rose. Could you imagine? I did end up going with Marab, but kind of want Aldo to win. I think Aldo will win. Asher Quinn saying they're not awarded by the UFC. Yes, it is fighters only. So it's like a magazine or something that does it. Mahler 138 is on Santos. Not a bad dog. You know, I mean, I do think that that line is a little bit wide. I'd rather be backing Gordon as an underdog. You know, I'm not high on parlaying him at chalk here, but I still do think Gordon ends up winning. Problem Kid saying, yes, I definitely want to continue. And I'm actually 26. I do music professionally right now, but I'm too passionate about fighting to not get back at it. Nice. Well, keep us posted We'll be happy to promote your fights and see if we can get some love around you as well on the social medias and stuff. As you support me, I shall support you. Appreciate it. Betting Prodigy in the chat. Appreciate you stopping by for the last 20-ish minutes of the chat. Again, top of the hour, I'll be going live with Cody for propping you up on the All-Star. So make sure you guys tune into that as well. Rips and picks in the chat. What's good luck? Got the day off, hitting the pen and breaking down fights. Easy vibes over here. I love it. I fucking love it. MPTV saying, yep, you can play and drink games. Like Mappy said, it's a good date night. Yes. It's an arcade for adults, pretty much. Again, I think Canadians, at least for Canada, our equivalent was Palladium, unless that was just something that's only here in the Toronto area. But yeah, Dave and Buster's only has that one location here in Toronto. I'm not sure if there's many other in Canada. What are your thoughts on Santos and Gordon fight doesn't go to decision? I took it this morning at plus 120. I think it's more so reliant on a Santos finish. I think we'll see Gordon kind of play it safe and stay away from the big power of Santos, stay away from the jiu-jitsu of Santos. I think Gordon grinds it out. Plus money, I don't mind though, because I can see finishing opportunities for both guys more so on the Santos side, but I do lean more so the fight to go to decision. No time. Saying, what's up, Lock? Had to swing and throw your the props. Appreciate the love. I think he means by throwing me a like as well. If you guys haven't hit that like, make sure you guys do it below. And if you haven't subscribed either, make sure you guys hit that subscribe too. Sansons Boulevard saying better underplay De Silva Altamirano or Albazi versus Fraud. I really like the under in the De Silva and Altamirano fight. I do like it. Lajon Dream saying Jared Gordon's comments about him fighting were super weird. I didn't hear them. Please let me know what they were. Problem Kid saying one of my old teammates, Sarah Flowers, is a pretty big women's MMA prospect. Look her up. Brother, she's a savage. She will likely be in the UFC. And thank you to everyone. Y'all are badasses. Sarah Flowers. I feel like I've heard that name before. Let's pull her up real quick. Sarah She-Hulk Flowers. She definitely looks like a Hulk on her Tapology page. 3-0. What is that? 2 finishes via ground and pound, and then 1 by decision. And she's competed twice this year already, so good shit. I'll be keeping my eyes out on her. I love hearing about fighters before they make it big, right? That's why I really enjoyed when I was a part of the regional scene a lot more up here in Toronto and like the Southern Ontario region. Like I loved it. I loved working for regional shows. I loved working the amateur scene. You know, I loved coaching guys on the amateur scene over there in Montreal. It's fun times. I kept telling you guys, like I always bring it up whenever I break down Charles Jourdain fights, but I saw this guy fighting as an amateur in a fucking, community rec hall in a native reserve in Montreal like 10 plus years ago. Saw his brother as well. I saw Marc-Andre Barriot competing on that scene as well. Super fun seeing these guys super earlier in their career. Lajon Dream saying, I don't think there's Dave and Buster's in Manitoba. I wouldn't expect there to be one in Manitoba. Problem Kid saying, never been to DMBs. Looks lit though. It is fun. What's Boyan saying here? Nobody cares you smoke. You don't need to constantly bring it up. Okay. Why you got to be the Debbie Downer here? This is a smoke-free environment. This is not a smoke-free environment. Smoking environment. You guys can say it that way too. Don't got to be the Debbie Downer by trying to rip on dudes. No time saying facts. Smash that like. Yes. Boyan, I'll give you that warning to not be the Debbie Downer. You can get those out, but that's about it. MPTV saying, Manpreet, not to plug Dave & Buster's, but they have this virtual reality Star Wars game that looked really cool. It's fuck. Last DMB plug. Do you own a franchise or something like that? Is that why you keep talking about DMB now? But no, I'll look to go to DMB in the next couple weeks. Take the wife out for a dinner night, date night. Paizo saying it seems like a live betting opportunity. Gordon might be the best way to play that if he's still going after a round. He's probably grinding out the decision or a third round finish. Yes. But are we 100% certain that Gordon will lose the first round? But again, I see your approach. I don't want to play him pre-flop. Maybe the live entry is better if you can get a better line on him there. Problem Kid saying she's just dominated a girl from Josh Parisian's gym. What is Parisian's gym anyway? But I get what you mean. Gordon was saying he doesn't get fulfillment from MMA and it brings him depression and anxiety, but he goes on to say it's still his passion. Super interesting. Weird. That's a guy that's been through a whole lot of shit, right? A guy that battled addiction, all that type of stuff. So I could see him having that type of approach to MMA as well. But it's also paying his bills at the end of the day. So he better be taking it seriously. Sanson saying he's always had some mental problems throughout his whole career, hasn't he? He has. Muller138 saying my friend fought Josh Parisian back in 2012, 2013. Wow. I love how involved you guys are with the MMA scene. Absolutely amazing. Lajon Dream saying, yeah, we just got a couple Popeyes in the two main cities here, so that's a big deal. Bro, I remember when Popeyes finally came up here to Canada and like the Toronto area. They didn't just come, they fucking blew up here. Like they came and they have fucking locations on every corner now, at least up here where I'm at. Jake asking, what do I think about Romanov Tyburo over 1.5 rounds? I'm not a big fan of it. You know, I think that Romanov will get him down, and I think he'll King Kong his way to a victory early in this fight. But I see people trying to be sneaky with those over 1.5s in heavyweight fights. This could be one of those spots, but I think Romanov gets him down pretty easily here and gets him out of there. I would not want to be paying that chalk on it personally. MPTV saying, don't be a Karen. Exactly. Elevate. Smoke neutral environment. That's what I should say. Smoke neutral. Wii Sports Matt saying, what's up with all these anti-weed trolls coming in the streams the last few cards? Hey, this is what it is. People don't like it. Lost on Dream saying 420 blaze it, baby. Let's go. Elevate saying that may be the word for our Karen. Tammy saying don't hate us on smokers. Muller saying I'm a supporter but just can't smoke anymore, so hold it in a little extra for me. I shall. Let's see what my guy Boyan is saying here. Lock, I support you, and know you smoke, but you don't bring it up constantly. Constantly see rips and picks on Twitter, bragging and acting cool because he smokes weed for 20 tag, corny as fuck. Yeah, just let them do their own thing. Does it bug you that much though? Again, I love you. I appreciate the support, but no need to rag on anybody. There's no need to bring the negative Nancy vibes with that type of approach. If you don't like it, keep it to yourself. That's it. Mr. Always Prophet saying luck has to take a hit since we're talking about smoking. I can't do it right now. One, I don't have my pen on me. And two, I got way too much to do today to be burning this early in the day. I got obviously propping you up in about 15 minutes. I got a lot of editing to do, some articles to write up. So that's what it is. Jeff K saying smoking some last breath. It's a Mendo breath cross of some kind for sure. I don't know what the fuck that is. Narco Cop in the chat. Appreciate you stopping by, my friend. Long time no see. Lajon Dream saying, yeah, Gordon, he said he does this because it gives him a platform to help people. Narco saying, killing it per usual on the YT streets. You know how we do, my friend. Rips and Picks saying, yo, Boyan, hope you're good, dog. Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about Popeyes. You'll eventually get sick of it. Like, it's not going to have that allure that it'll have, like it had originally when it first came to Canada. It is what it is. Tammy saying Popeyes for the ballers. Ghetto be eating Churches. Churches Chickens opened up here as well not too long ago. I like me some Churches. I do fuck with Churches a little bit more. I'll say that. Their biscuits are fire. Straight fire. Mala138 saying Death Star was my favorite strain. Death Star is amazing. Ohio Classic. Again, I'm not that much of a connoisseur with the marijuanas. Just give me whatever. As long as it's not bush shit, We good. Problem Kid saying, "What time are you doing the weigh-in show?" That is up in the air right now. I might as well unveil it to you guys. I'll be having Lucrative MMA as my guest for this week, but the wife might have tomorrow off of work. Um, yeah, the wife might have tomorrow off of work, so we might be going out and taking advantage of that. And then it'll depend on that schedule in terms of when we actually do the show. Right now, soft time is 6 p.m. Eastern tomorrow for the weigh-in show. Um, but like I said, depends on the wife's schedule and whether we're going to be going out and doing something or not. If we are doing something, then the weigh-in show will be later tomorrow evening. Otherwise, it'll be 6 p.m. Eastern if I'm not doing anything with the wife. Tristan Sherrill saying, in my opinion, Chris Dawkins should move down to light heavyweight. If he gets an Oxley again, he might get cut. I don't hate it, right? He was a guy that used to fluctuate around 220, right? So maybe another 15 pounds wouldn't be too bad for him, but we shall see. Basil Hazelwood saying, what ranked fighters do you think would be underdogs to Bo Nickel if they fought today? Good question. Let me pull up the rankings here real quick. Who would be an underdog that is ranked in the middleweight division to Bo Nickel? All right, middleweights. Let's go from 15 and down. Chris Curtis would probably be an underdog. Brad Tavares, small underdog. Dracus Duplessis, I could see that being around evens. Imavov would be an underdog. Gastelum might be an underdog. Munez, I could see being as a slight favorite or even evens there. I think he'd be a favorite against Darren Till. Jack Hermanson would be evens-ish. Strickland, I think Strickland would be the favorite there. He should be the favorite. Against Alex Pereira, I think he would be the favorite there considering his grappling advantage, right? Yeah, so I think there's at least half the rankings that, considering his hype, his pedigree, and if he continues to develop the way that he's developing, he could be the favorite against almost, you know, 75% of that top 15. MPTV saying Dawkins should move down to 205 for sure. I agree. Problem Kid saying burn it up and this motherfucker just not crack. Exactly. West Coast saying Karen free chat. That's what I try to hope for here as well. Martin O'Dwyer in the chat. Good day to you, sir. Appreciate you stopping by. Elijah on Dream saying, I don't live in the city, so I can't get Popeyes all the time. I get it. Jeff K saying, fair enough. I used a vacation day. Stevie saying Canes. Not sure what that means, but appreciate you stopping by. Problem Kid saying, just seen Reggie Lang was moving up too, so I definitely like Perron even more. Well, hopefully Perron can get it done. Tammy Gucci saying, big wings. Love me some wings. Love me some wings. Boob said, I thought Canadians eat Tim Hortons with every meal. We do not. We do not. I'm not a big Tim Hortons guy myself, I'll be honest. Like, I don't mind it, but like since Starbucks started opening up here over the last 7-8 years, it's definitely taken over. Tim Hortons, as a Canadian, at a certain point you're going to start saying it's overrated. Overrated. But I don't mind it. It's just been a while since I've been there. Elijah on Dream saying we ride our polar bears to the Timmy drive-through too. Don't kill me, bro. I love it. Paizo DFS saying Tim Hortons went downhill when Burger King bought them. They suck now. Yeah, it's been a while since I checked it out. Jeff K saying Dunkin' sucks here too in the States. That's one place I always look to go, right? I think it's because like when you have places that you don't have access to in where you're from, you glorify it so much more, right? Another example is fucking Chick-fil-A just started opening up more locations here in Toronto. I've only had it twice and I still like it very much, but I'm sure as they continue to open up more and it becomes more accessible, I might not have as much of a fantasy type of mindset towards it. Paz was saying used to be a great Canadian staple, though. You're right. Elijah on Dream saying Timmy's not even Canadian anymore. That is totally true. Boyan, I see that anti love. Just don't be. Come on, don't be. Okay, this is your last warning. Literally last warning. Okay, you're gone. You're gone. You're gone. You're gone. Gone. I gave the guy a chance, right? Was that not fair? I gave the guy a chance, but spamming the chat is rule numero uno. Do not spam the chat. Never spam the chat. Mr. Always Profit saying pretty fucked Chimaev getting the title shot next. I get it, but sucks for Bilal if he wins. Yeah. Well, it should. Oh fuck. Obviously, Chimaev is going to go out there and starch Nate Diaz. Let's be honest, and he'll likely get the title shot after that. But I think what they should do with Bilal, if Bilal beats Sean Brady, set him up for the next title shot after that, right? Set him up for Usman versus Chimaev winner. And Leon Edwards can throw a wrench in all those plans if he wins this weekend, which I hope he doesn't, but just remember that. Paizo saying the only thing I get from Timmy's is a nice cap because that is always fired, but don't miss with any of the cooked food anymore. I agree. I don't mind their chocolate creamy chills or whatever they call it. It's been a while since I've had one of those, but actually the strawberry creamy chill. I used to fuck with that a lot. Hazelwood saying, what do you think slays more puss, Marquand or Rockhold? I think Rockhold, man. That guy is an uncontrollable dick, let's be honest. Sanson saying the wraps hit different, but they're definitely hit or miss. I used to like their farmer wraps when they used to put the hash brown in the wrap. That was fire. That was fucking fire. Problem Kid saying B-Dub's wings are so big, but you gotta ask for extra saucy, extra done. They still clucking when they get to the table. I haven't been a big fan of Buffalo Wild Wings, honestly. I haven't. We have a couple locations up here as well. Not a big fan. There's so many other better wings places up here. David Neto saying best underdog pick for tomorrow. Tomorrow is PFL. I am not privy to the PFL lines as of right now. If you want to talk UFC, I'm leaning Jay Perron. Paizo saying thoughts on Cowan at 135. Think she could be maybe 4 to 5 girls at most. That division sucks. I don't know, man. I don't think she has much of a high ceiling. Like she's going to be one of those girls that just physically imposes her will on opponents, but it's only going to get her so far. I'm looking to fade her, if I'm being honest. All right, we're coming down to the last little bit here because I got to wrap it up quickly and get in on the live stream with Cody for propping you up on the All-Star. So make sure you guys head on over to the All-Star, show us some support over there and hop in there. Let me just quickly see if there's any questions I can quickly answer for you guys here. And then we're getting out of here. Moy's audio in the chat. Appreciate you stopping by, my friend. We Sports Canada, we do not have Kane's Chicken here, but I've heard it's pretty damn good. Rips and picks, don't worry about that guy. He's gone. Backstabber 47 saying Bilal not taking Brady's. Oh, I tend to agree with you pre-tape. We shall see what tape has. Paizo saying re-glorifying things we don't have. Yeah, Locke, I remember when I was a kid, I glorified Cookie Crisp cereal because I was shocked you could have cookies in the cereal. Really disappointed when I did have it. There you go. I love it. Sanson saying Mackenzie Dern, you see her at San Diego show? I did not. What did I miss? Hottest active women's MMA fighters right now. Ariane Lipsky's always up there. Baby Shark is up there, as my guy Tristan Sherrill says. Mackenzie, I guess. There's a couple underrated ones that I just can't remember off the top of my head. Y'all are the best. Honestly, I love you guys. All right. Sorry, Tammy Gucci saying Albazi Figueiredo under 2.5. I like it. Haven't played them myself, but I do like it. West Coast saying Alexa Grasso. Yes, I do agree with that one as well. All right, I got to wrap this bitch up. I got to get into propping you up now. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. MMA Lock Talk will be back next Monday, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern, as always, Monday through Thursday. I'll be back, like I said, for propping you up in a couple minutes here on the All-Star. Coach's Main Event Marathon drops either tonight or tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon, depending on whenever I can whenever I can get Santiago DeFranco to fucking record with me, which I'm hoping is later this evening. And then Contender Series breakdowns coming out on Sunday. I'm going to start breaking down those fights probably tomorrow or the day after that, but I'm hoping to do my stream on Sunday for you guys. Remember, no UFC next weekend, but I'll still be doing the MMA Lock Talk to give you guys some content even during an off week. All right. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Shout out to my guy Solar Warden here saying, Megan Anderson, even though she will probably stomp on me, I'd have to agree. I would have to agree. Poliana Vienna, another great shout as well. Love you guys. All right. See you guys over there for propping you up. Remember, it's on the All Stars channel. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Peace.